What's good, everybody? My name is Gentleman Jug,
And I'm Son.
and welcome back to the Gentleman Juggcast, episode 55. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Okay, you had an opportunity to do something special, and you messed it up. That's what you did. Oh well, we got another movie for you guys today. Tell me what that movie is this week, boy.
Thor.
Yeah, the first Thor came out in 2011. I don't know why, for the life of me, I've been thinking it came out in 2009. I don't know. But yeah, this one came out in 2011. I didn't see this one in theaters.
Yeah.
I think you were busy being, six?
Sure.
Probably. 6 or 7, somewhere around there.
I mean, I obviously didn't see it in theaters either. So.
No, I mean, I was busy. When you have kids, trying to go to the movies is a difficult endeavor for whatever reason. I don't know why. It just is tough. So I didn't see this in theaters, but it's not like Marvel content for the MCU was like coming out at breakneck speed. So I saw it the same year it came out. I think I bought it the same year it came out.
I remember watching it.
Yeah, you probably saw it with me at home. When I got it on DVD or Blu-ray or however we watched it then. This one, nobody was hyped for this movie. I don't know if you know the hype on this, but they were like Iron Man came out and it was a surprise. The Incredible Hulk came out and it didn't suck that bad. It wasn't terrible. Okay. And then they had Iron Man 2 and it was like, oh, okay, here comes the sophomore slump where, the second movie's going to suck and maybe the third movie's probably going to suck. They don't know how right they were about Iron Man. But, at the time, we were still kind of like, well, there's Easter eggs and there's things going on here. And then the Thor movie was announced and it was like, oh, okay, so,
that guy.
well, people didn't really know Thor, the Marvel character, that well. And so it wasn't really hyped up. And those who did know about Thor weren't really hyped about the character Thor. They thought he was going to sit there and talk the way he does in comics, where it's just like, doth protest too much and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like Lego games.
Verily I say thee nay. Shit like that, That's what I think people thought that was going to be.
I was like, no.
Well, I mean, there's no way to sit here and think that wouldn't be what the case was because we hadn't had a live action Thor movie. Like, he had been in live action stuff before. I can only remember him being in the Incredible or the Hulk TV show with Lou Ferrigno. He was in there. Not quite as epic as he is here in this movie, but he was there.
Yeah.
So, him and Daredevil, I don't know if they were in the same scene at the same time, but they were there.
I mean, there's always a chance to have the three of them be in the same room, I guess.
Yeah, it is what it is. What are you going to do? We'll go ahead and get into this movie. This movie, it starts with a Bifrost happening. And now, if you don't know what a Bifrost is, who doesn't at this point, but it's basically supposed to be a teleportation technique used by Heimdall to get you wherever you're trying to go. You go to him, you say, what's up, I want to go to I don't know, Jotunheim, and he lets you go there. Boom. No big deal. But it happens here on Earth. It plays like a First Contact movie, like an Alien's Landing or something like that. Almost like how they tried to do Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. And I completely forgot that this was like this because I don't recall having seen this. Like, I haven't seen this movie in a long time.
I don't know why, but out of all the Marvel movies, like, even though I saw this when I was a lot younger, I still remember this movie a lot more than the others.
I don't remember the tone that much of how the movie felt because it was like assumed that, Thor 1 and Thor 2 just weren't that great. And I remember people being pleasantly surprised with Thor 1 in theaters. And we'll get to the diaper fire that is Thor 2, The Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's gonna be a dark world.
Yeah. This, like, Thor Ragnarok hadn't happened yet and really reset the character, to where you want more Thor. Like, it basically changed his whole entire character. Now I'm a fan of serious takes on movies, but I'm also a fan of like how Marvel does it, where most of their movies are comedies. I mean, they try to keep a lot of movies serious, but I mean,
At least they keep like the big events like Infinity War or Endgames mostly serious, but just a few jokes.
I don't know. I think they have more jokes in the movies
Yeah,
these days.
they
Like
just have
somewhere around, I want to say somewhere after the first Avengers movie, they just started making things funny.
they have jokes, but then they just have some serious moments.
Yes, some serious, but then they end up cutting it with a joke. Then it's like let the serious moment breathe. We want to feel that. Like Guardians of the Galaxy gets it right.
Yeah.
Like it's joke, 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 and then when the serious moments come along, they freaking just let them breathe. And you just get to feel all the feels. I don't know. I don't know. That's enough talking about the other shit. But get back into the movie, okay? So the movie starts with like a narration exposition dump. Like what?
At least it was done by Odin though. So.
Yeah, it was spoken to us by Odin, who's being played by Anthony Hopkins. And look, they show it to us in all of its 2011 CGI glory, and it looks fine. I don't hate how Asgard looks here. It looks fine. I'd much rather the bridge be an actual rainbow. I mean, it's the thing that I really feel that they should have made that bridge be a rainbow.
Like more rainbowy.
No, like an actual rainbow.
Oh.
Like, that's what I want. That's what the bridge is in the comics. That's what it is in the comics. And this here, it's more like just like glitter on a street on asphalt. It doesn't look like a rainbow to me. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when they sit there and shift the camera, it looks a bit like a rainbow, but it's like no. I want it to be an actual rainbow. Maybe God of War Ragnarok will give us that.
Well, yeah, maybe. Or maybe they'll just give you like just a random road.
Yeah, they probably do that.
It's just like a street.
That's probably exactly what'll happen.
It's just black. Like here you go. Here's
just
your bridge.
Actual asphalt. I don't get to have a rainbow bridge at all.
Here's your bridge.
Right. So they show us a war between the Frost Giants and the Asgardians. It looks fine. It's great in CGI, all that shit. And then we get to my first problem with the movie. Odin is telling young Thor and young Loki, he's talking to them about, what he did and how he did it and so on and so forth. He tells both of them that one or both of them get to be king, even though we know that only Thor can be king because he is Odin's son. If you know your mythology in the comics, then you know Loki is not. So, anyways, Thor is being played by Beefcake Chris Hemsworth. I mean, look, shatter my ankles, all that, blah, 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 blah. So,
it's not animated anymore.
No, it's not animated anymore. He's here and he's just beef.
Before him, it was animated Superman.
Yeah. Hey, he can freaking, break my back. I don't give a shit. But Loki's here is also being played by Tom Hiddleston, and I mean, if there was anybody who was freaking made for a role,
it was
besides
him.
Thor and Loki, it was these two guys.
They're basically the character.
They are the characters. Now, what I don't understand is why does like Thor has his Australian accent, and Tom Hiddleston does not have an Australian accent, and I don't know why they don't have basically the same accent.
Well, because,
they grew up together.
Yeah.
Everyone should have the same dialect and accent. Okay? Everybody should have it, okay?
You want an Australian Loki?
It'd be nice for some continuity. Anyways, Thor is about to go and become king of Asgard, but then there's trouble. Frost giants are in the Asgardian vault. This pisses off Thor, and so he decides to go and be angry about it, I guess. Yeah, just anger, And so what does Thor do?
He flips over a table.
He flips over a table. He gets upset, and he allows Loki to get into his ear just so he can sit there and tell him, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna go to freaking Jotunheim. We're gonna take on the Frost Giants." Okay, fine. They go to Jotunheim, and Loki does a Loki, and Thor does a Thor, and they start a fight over in Jotunheim with the Frost Giant Laufey. Laufey is being played by Colm Fior.
Like the first time he appears in the movie, and like one more time.
I think he comes in like a couple more times, but it's not a lot. He's not here a whole lot.
He's just here.
Yeah. Now, Thor does go to Jotunheim not with just Loki. He also shows up with Lady Sif and the Warriors 3. Lady Sif being played by Jamie Alexander, and the Warriors 3, Volstagg, being played by Ray Stevenson, you know, the Punisher from the Warzone movie. And Fandral being played by Josh Dallas, and Hogan being played by Tadnobu Asano.
Oh, so that's their names.
You didn't know their names?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, I'm serious. I'm like, okay, I know Lady Sif's there. That's cool, but who are these guys?
Yeah.
I just know them as, that's the guy with the beard, and that's the guy with the blonde hair, and then that's the guy who has that sword.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Hogan is supposed to be Asian, but I'm not sure. But I don't care. He did just fine. And he's an Asgardian too, right? So why doesn't he also speak Australian? Or like an Australian?
He's Asgardian. He should speak Australian.
He should speak Australian.
Maybe only the main character can speak Australian.
That's all you get, you know. I mean, look, the casting is perfect all around. It's just I want the consistency of everybody speaks the same dialect. I've seen Wonder Woman, right? Gal Gadot cannot do the goofy ass accent that they wanted her to do, so everybody had to copy hers. So, you know, it's like, okay, this is why you have consistency, because everybody does the same accent because everybody lives together.
Yeah, but I guess, well, the rest they aren't Thor. Maybe it's only gods that can speak Australian.
But they're all gods.
Well, I guess they're just not Thor.
I guess so.
They're just not Thor.
I guess so. But anyways, you know,
only Thor gets to be special and speak Australian.
I mean, Australian's like a different English dialect. I mean, I don't think that there's like another, like they don't have like Australian-ese. I don't know what you'd call it. He speaks Australian. He's like an Aussie. It's fine. I mean, look, it's fine. This is all fine. I'm not complaining about. I don't know why I'm stuck on this.
Godstralian.
Godstralian. Anyways, so during this fight, we learn that Loki is also a frost giant.
Yeah, because he gets touched by one and nothing happens to him. He's like,
yeah, he turns blue actually, and everybody's like, what?
No one saw that.
Yeah, besides Loki and the guy that he just killed.
The guy was like, huh?
Like, you're a frost giant? It's like, I'm a frost giant. Well, this fight goes on, and you know, you actually see how powerful Thor is in this movie. He's really powerful.
That's the point of this fight. They just want to show you all of his powers.
He's outrageously strong and powerful. He does some badass shit.
And I was like, oh, I forgot he had this early.
I forgot that he was this powerful in this movie, because like you don't really see him that powerful anymore in any of the other movies
until you get to like Infinity War, and
yeah, when like he like does the dying star thing.
And then he fights Thanos and destroys him.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like power is more like feats of strength.
Oh, well,
that's how I feel about it. Like, if you want to show me how powerful somebody is, be like, you know, like the Phoenix Force and just destroy solar systems, right?
Or Thor and take a star.
Yeah, he could take a star. Okay. Thor kills the giant monster, and then, you know, Odin shows up and takes him back to Asgard. While this is going off, Odin is, you know, sitting there yelling at Thor, being a douche, and Thor ends up pissing off Odin, and so Odin banishes him to Midgard.
I just think it's funny in this scene how Odin's like, you know what? You don't want that. He just starts ripping his clothes off. I was like, give me that, and give me that. He's like, give me that hammer. Get this out of here.
Like, give me the hammer. Give me your hammer. Give me your armor. Give me all that stuff you got on you. Get out of here. Get out of my house.
And he just banishes him.
Right to Midgard, right into Natalie Portman's van, and that wakes him up. Then he gets tased. He's there with. It's not even Natalie Portman. The character's name is Jane Foster. Okay. I remember in the comics, if I'm correct, Jane Foster was actually a paramedic, but here she is not that. So I might be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong then.
I just know I remember her being a paramedic in that Avengers cartoon.
Mm.
I think Earth's Mightiest Heroes, that one.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I thought she was that in the comics, but I might be wrong. In any case, she's here. Jane Foster's here, and she astrophysicist, and I guess they're studying what they call an Einstein bridge, Rosen bridge.
Einstein Bridge.
Well, that's what they call it. I mean, it's a wormhole basically, And so she's here, and so is her friend Darcy, being played by Kat Dennings, and this was witnessed by Dr. Selvig, being played by Stellan Skarsgård. Okay, and they both watch Darcy. They tase him.
Yeah.
I guess he lost all of his abilities. Because I know by Thor Ragnarok he doesn't need his hammer anymore to be super strong and have thunder and everything like that.
Still gets tased there though.
Yeah, he gets tased here. He ends up being knocked out. Wakes up in a hospital, and they give him a shot in the ass. And I'm like, it's the face and the sounds. I'm like, this has some funny scenes in it.
Yeah.
That I forgot was in this thing. And a lot of those comedy scenes actually made me laugh. And I'm like, this is supposed to be one of the more serious ones.
Maybe it's just Thor was funny before Ragnarok, just a little bit though.
Just a tiny smidge.
But then Ragnarok is when he finally becomes funny.
Yeah. So back in Asgard, Loki is getting, God damn it. Scared the hell out of me. Why did that even happen? Anyways, whatever. So we're in Odin, and Odin is talking with Loki, because Loki is kind of figuring out more that he's a frost giant, and while Loki is deservedly yelling at Odin,
he's like, "Why you lie to me?
Yeah, why are you lying, son? Why you lying, Dad?" Odin starts to pass out and go into the Odin sleep. Now, I've always hated the Odin sleep as a plot device in the comics, in the movies. It's just a reason for the biggest, baddest, strongest dude to freaking not be there. They just Goku'd it. Okay.
What's funny to me is that I remember when I first saw this movie and I saw him pass out, I'm like, oh, he's dead.
He's dead. And why wouldn't you think they're dead? That he's dead? Loki keeps telling everybody he's dead after this.
Yeah. So as a kid, I'm like, he tricked me.
Yeah. So whatever. Anyways, we go back to Midgard, Earth, basically, and Thor is he's trashing a Denny's. He's in there just drinking coffee and throwing glasses on the ground, eating food from plates and throwing them on the ground, stuffing his face full of pancakes.
I mean, no one's really stopping him, so he kept going.
He just does it. He's like, I'll eat some more of the pancakes. And then he hears some news that, hey, there's a hammer out in the middle, like 50 miles west. So what does he do? He gets up and he's going to go west.
Just starts walking there.
Just starts walking. I'm just going to go walking there. I'm a normal, mortal human being. And I'm going to just go ahead and walk 50 miles.
Like the Terminator.
West. Sure. Okay. I mean, I've never walked 50 miles in one session in my life.
There's still time.
I just don't think I got it in me. I like it took me all day to walk 10 miles. What was it, last year when we were in Vegas? We walked the whole strip. That's like 10 miles up and back. I can't see myself doing that 10 more times or 5 more times. 10 more times. 5 more times. 4 more times. I can't see myself doing that 4 more times. And he was expecting to get there by the end of the day.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So in any case,
he's just better than you.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he could just do that.
I'm just gonna walk there.
I mean, I work out too. I'm not quite at Chris Hemsworth's level. I'm getting there. I am. I'm getting there. There's gains here.
Yeah, I'm working on it. There's some gains here.
There's some separation in the muscles and some definition here and there. But I'm not walking 50 goddamn miles. So it's just not gonna happen.
That's why we're not Thor.
Okay, but he was doing that as a human. He was like, I'm gonna just walk down there as a human. Now he never made it out of the town, so I mean,
Well, it's because he got offered a ride. I mean, if she had not offered him a ride, he probably would have actually done it.
He would have just walked down there. I'm gonna go get my hammer. You know. Now, we all know that over the years, Thor has been able to call upon his hammer to come to him, and I know that he does. I don't know if he knows that he can't do that, or I don't know if he knows that he can call his hammer. I mean, he did it earlier,
Yeah.
but it's like, don't you know that you can just call your hammer to you?
Maybe he learns it off screen before Avengers.
But he did it. He did it in the fight scene on Jotunheim.
Well, the movie needs to happen.
Yeah, so he's got to walk there. He can't sit there and attempt to summon the hammer to. If he tried to attempt it and the hammer didn't come to him, like, okay, I guess I'm walking 50 miles west.
And he's like, nah, I'll just walk there. It looks cool.
Yeah. So anyways, there's a lot of people who have built a facility. This is S.H.I.E.L.D. They built a facility around the hammer because they obviously can't pick it up. And Thor gets there with Jane. He tries to go and get the hammer. And he kicks a lot of people's asses. So, I mean, that looks cool. I mean, he's still a regular human being.
But he's destroying them.
Yeah. Goes pick up his hammer. And
and Hawkeye was here too for a second.
Hawkeye for like a second shows up. And Thor decides, no, I'm not gonna sit here and be happy about the fact that I can't pick up my hammer.
So he screams.
To me, like I said, he looks the most Thor in that scene where he screams at the sky. And the lightning's going off, and he's got them bulging muscles, and the rain's hitting him just right, and just like, I'm like, yeah. You scream at that sky, dude.
See, the thing I always think about during these scenes is I'm like, what are the other people in that room thinking? They just see him looking at the sky screaming. Like
the other characters, not the people who have to film him, right?
Yeah, like the other characters.
If Natalie Portman, Jane Foster was looking at him and just sees him screaming at the sky.
Or Hawkeye, who's like, what is he doing?
Yeah, like, what is he doing?
Or Coulson.
Well, Coulson just wanted to see what was going to happen.
They probably didn't know he was going to scream at the sky.
Yeah. But whatever. In any case, I mean, you can see the chemistry between Thor and Jane. It's there. There's the two handsome people, a handsome person, a beautiful girl.
Two handsome people.
Yeah. A beautiful couple. They look like they're ready to be in a relationship beyond the Denny's. And the relationship kind of angle that they have in these movies is fine. This is what movies just did then when superhero movies were becoming a big deal.
They always have.
They just did it like this. So, anyways, Thor is released from custody from S.H.I.E.L.D. and he meets Dr. Selvig, who still doesn't believe that this guy who's been talking nothing about anything besides, Thor lore.
He even got visited by Loki.
Yeah. He thinks that this guy still isn't Thor. And I'm like, well, okay. Whatever, dude. So
it's like, you're not Thor, but you want to go to the bar?
Yeah, let's go to a bar and I'll drink in a table, which he did. He drank him right under the table. Selvig came home and he was drunk. Like, your immortal everything does not have any ability at drinking Thor under the table.
Even if Thor is mortal.
Yeah.
He can still handle it.
He can still put some drink away.
And be fine.
Yeah, so we got Heimdall in this movie talking to Loki, and Heimdall's being played by Idris Elba, that old mountain of man meat, and Heimdall questions Loki again, and Loki starts deducing that Heimdall is figuring this shit out. So he pulls out his freaking frost casket and he freezes Heimdall. And then he allows the frost giants to get in.
Yeah.
Into Asgard to go and kill Odin.
It's because Heimdall let the Warriors 3 and Lady Sif go to Earth to get Thor.
Well, yeah, of course they had to, because they got to figure something out. Loki, at this point, is saying that he's king. Why not? So, in any case, Loki decides to go ahead and send a destroyer into town.
Like, go kill Thor.
Yeah, go kill Thor and everybody else there. Just destroy the whole place. And he comes in and it looks cool. I mean, it gave me Superman, 2 vibes. But That's what I saw. I'm like, this is Superman 2 because this town is way small, and Superman or General Zod's come to town with his henchmen, hench people. They just level a town, and the Destroyer doesn't really even level like a street, really. But
He just shoots stuff and stuff blows up.
yeah, and look, Lady Sif and the other Warriors 3, they're there, and they are basically useless. So
They gotta get beat up.
yeah, they got to get beat up. So what ends up happening? Thor gets hit in the face. He gets backhanded by the Destroyer.
He's like, "Stop, Loki. Listen to me."
Yeah, and Loki's like, nah, and backhands him. And then so Thor, who is mortal, should have had his face busted, seeing as how he flew freaking 50 feet.
Just a few scratches,
Just a couple scratches on his face. I mean, I would have thought that if he got hit in the nose like he did, his nose would be in the back of his head, right?
No, this is Thor.
No, it's Thor. He just had a couple scratches on his face, and I guess that killed him. I mean, did it break his neck? I don't know. Did it do anything? I don't know. But because he's dying, I guess Odin sheds a single tear.
In his sleep.
In his sleep. This allows Thor to be worthy again, and he gets that hammer back, and he becomes Thor, and he destroys the Destroyer. Fine, it looks cool. It feels like this should be the end of the movie. It's not.
Nah, just a little bit more to go. There's still Loki.
Yeah, Loki's plan. His plan was that apparently Odin can hear and see in his sleep. He knows everything that's happening around him as it's going down. So the idea was that Loki is going to bring in some frost giants. The frost giants are going to come up. They're going to try to kill Loki. Loki is going to save Odin in front of his mother. And then that'll make Odin want to make Loki king. That's what the idea was. But, Thor gets there and, as Thor, and he just like, it's you can't do this, Loki. So, Loki punches him out of the window. And then instead of flying to, the Bifrost, he rides a horse down there.
I guess he can't fly.
I guess not, because Thor flies down there and gets there when the Bifrost is going. And the idea was that what Loki was going to do as soon as they had determined that Odin saw that he saved his life from a frost giant, that Loki was then going to use the Bifrost, turn it on and leave it on Jotunheim and destroy the planet Jotunheim.
I mean, it looks like he destroyed it.
Well, he was destroying it. So Thor gets there, they fight. I know Loki can't take Thor, but we don't know that in this movie. How much Loki can't take Thor.
You can hit him a few times and then he gets destroyed.
Yeah, then he gets beaten the fuck up. So what does Thor do? He decides, I can't turn the Bifrost off, so I'll just go ahead and break the bridge that has the Bifrost on it, and then that will freaking free us up. The Bifrost is destroyed. Once it blows up, Loki and Thor, are flying to the abyss, and Odin wakes up and he decides, I'm gonna save him.
Like Goku.
Yeah,
he just wakes up the last second. There.
Yeah, that's it. And so now Odin is being held by Odin is holding Thor by the foot, and Thor is holding Loki's staff, and Loki is holding the staff. And Loki's like, well, I think I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, so I'm just going to go ahead and let go. And I don't know how that was supposed to kill Loki, but it somehow does. I don't know. I don't know how.
They say, or maybe they just said he fall into the endless abyss, so he's just kind of lost forever.
That's what it looks like. But we know that Loki can get in and out of Asgard without any issue. So
or anywhere really.
Yeah, anywhere. He goes off into the abyss, and basically the whole movie's over at this point in time. Thor can't get back to go see Jane, but I'm pretty sure he'll see her in the second one. Thor can't go really anywhere. That's pretty much it. And the end credits say that Thor will return in the Avengers movie.
We're like, the Avengers?
The Avengers? What? So
and Loki says exactly what I would say like at the end of the movie. He's like, well, I guess that's worth a look.
Yeah. All it is just showing an extra scene that says that Loki's not dead. We get to see the Tesseract for the first time, but of course, unless you know what that is, and when this movie came out, I did, a little bit.
I just said, oh, cool, the Allspark from Transformers.
The Allspark. Of course you would say some stupid shit like that. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't know a whole lot about it at the time. I wasn't aware that this particular Tesseract would house the Mind Stone, but whatever. It is what it is. All it is just to sit there and freaking have more movies connect. And at the time in 2011, this was the coolest shit. Just like all these movies, like freaking, doing a thing. It just felt like a big event was about to happen. Because the next movie after this was the Captain America movie.
Yeah.
And then we all knew that the movie after that was going to be the Avengers movie.
Yeah, because they just said Avengers. Right?
Yeah, they kept saying Avengers, I think, since Iron Man 2.
I thought it was 1.
No, I don't think they said it in 1.
Well, the end credits scene.
The end credits scene made it seem like that, but they didn't do it in the Incredible Hulk. I don't remember them doing that, but I know in the first Thor movie they did, in the first Captain America movie they did, and then they just kind of started saying that from then on. But this was awesome, as far as movies go. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't like I want to say that wasn't great. It wasn't. It's not worthy of a 5 or even a 4 for me. It's really worthy of a 3.
It's still worthy.
It's worthy of a 3. It wasn't terrible. I was entertained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Usually with these Thor movies, I mean, I do like Thor, but I find myself watching it mostly for Loki.
Oh, well, Loki's a good character. I like how Tom Hiddleston plays him, so, I can see why you'd say that.
Yeah.
What was the score you gave it?
I gave it like a 3.
Yeah.
I was thinking, yeah.
I'm giving it a 3. It wasn't awful.
But I was like, I know. Thor, he's got to get worse before he can get better.
Yeah, I will give you that. He's got to get worse before he can get better. That's not a bad thing to say. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. Hey, check us out on Facebook, Gentleman Jug, Instagram, Gentleman Jug, YouTube, Gentleman Jug. I keep it original here. I'm also on Twitter at Gentleman Jug. That's what I do. It's really just me putting stuff up like, hey, this is what I'm talking about next. That's really all it is. It's on all of those platforms.
And then they can't forget video where you fill a glass of milk.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Fill a glass of milk.
I'm not doing that. Watch, that'll be the next stupid fucking video I put up on the internet.
Glass of milk.
Yeah. It's like my most watched video ever if I do that.
Like 50 million views.
Just me pouring a glass of milk and just downing it in one shot and then putting the glass back.
Yeah.
Hey, force people to watch this. To like and subscribe. Force them. Pin them to the floor, and threaten their life. No, don't threaten their life. Don't do that. I don't want that coming back to bite me up the ass.
Just make them draw a rainbow bridge.
Something, to the podcast, and make them listen to it, and then you listen to it again yourself. We need all the help we can get here. All of it. And if you like this, hey, subscribe too. Give us the 5 stars, all that nonsense, or don't. I don't care. But the next one will be available
when it's ready.